So we had a client complain about a BevMax that wasn't cooling. Obviously, you're in this business. It could be a pretty big issue if you have these machines in a hotel somewhere. There's obviously foot traffic and an administrative presence. So part of this business really requires you to be reliable and on top of your stuff because, again, even though it doesn't happen, it does happen often. Essentially, if you're not doing the job you're supposed to, you can get booted out. Anyhow, this machine is not cooling, right? So we're getting 83 degrees on this machine. We already checked the evaporator and the condenser fan for function. So last time I was here, I did not have the part, but it looked like the actual compressor was short cycling. In that case, it's probably internal relay on the compressor itself. So I recommended that the client buys a 3-in-1, which I'll show you what that looks like in a second. And we're gonna go ahead and teach you how to install that. And that's essentially going to help your compressor to stay on, right? So as we know, let me put this light on, right? We have to take all these screws off in order to remove your actual compressor cover. Now that we're back here, this is what your 3-in-1 relay is going to look like. It's an RCO 410. This is essentially going to replace what's in here, which are 3 specific elements that attach to your compressor, right? You got your thermal overload, you got your starting relay, you got your capacitor. This keeps short cycling, so we're going to go ahead and remove this whole process, and I'm going to show you how to wire this in. So you're going to go ahead and remove the actual cap itself. Here, you want to be careful not to touch them, even with the machine is on, because there's a capacitor there. But we're going to go ahead and remove this entirely so that we have exposure to the terminals on that compressor. All right, so this is where we've done some cutting. So we removed this all together, which again, we've already went ahead and mentioned that our 3-in-1 is going to replace the elements in this current 3-in-1 already. So we want these right here, if you can see, these 3 terminals to be exposed. We want to get our condenser fan, right? You got a positive neutral here. And we're also going to be working with our power harness that goes straight into the compressor as well. We are going to be using this. On your actual relay itself, you have 3 components. You have a common, run, and start. You have a positive and a negative. If these look like a bunch of wires, it will make sense. I'm going to go ahead and install it in a minute. So now we're left with a couple of wires. We went ahead and spliced the power cord. We removed the harness, which looks like this. We removed that. Anytime you're looking at these specific wires, your smooth side is always going to be your power. That's going to be your hot, excuse me. Your ribbed one with the little ridges is going to be your negative. On this 3-in-1, the black wire that's closest to the white is going to be your negative. So that is going to go ahead and get spliced with the negative. Let's not forget here, we are also going to need to remember so this powers your condenser fan. We're going to get the ribbed one, which is this one, and we are going to put these together, and then we're going to do the same for the positive side. You got 3. You got your power cord, you got your hot on your 3-in-1 relay that we're installing. Your hot's going to be closest to your wire. And then, of course, you have the hot on the actual condenser as well. We're going to go ahead, splice that, and put that together now. So we went ahead and wired everything properly. Looks a little crazy, but bear with me a bit. So all of our terminals are set for common start. We have all 3 positives with the positives, all 3 negatives with the negatives, which we already mentioned. Our main connectors are going to be from your 3-in-1, from your condenser fan, which is back here, and then lastly from the power of the machine. So those 3 we want on. We're going to go ahead and turn the machine on and see if this compressor is still short cycling. So we went ahead and turned the compressor back on via relay. We know we did the right job because that condenser fan's turning on. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that's not short cycling, which means you can hear that it drops in power. You're also going to wait to see if this evaporator fan freezes up a little bit. And if it does, then we have a working unit. So we've been here for quite a bit. I went ahead and closed the door. We turned the machine on. And what I usually do is I wait for a little bit to make sure A, that compressor turns on, and B, the temperature is dropping. In this case, we are at 69, which means that the compressor is working. And it will get to temp, It was at 80 degrees before, as we saw in the beginning of the video. So this client should be good to go. Obviously, it's important to keep customers, clients happy so that you can stay in business. And that's how you replace a 3-in-1. This thing is garbage. So we're pretty much done with the job here. We have Aiden with Parker Vending. Obviously, you were having an issue with your compressor not cooling. How do you feel now that it's working?
Man, I feel fantastic. I was worried that my drinks were coming out hot. I take the cans out, and I did a refill one time. I was putting my cold cans in. I was taking the hot ones out. I was like, what's the point of this?
Right.
So now I'm feeling ecstatic.
Right.
So now I can get more than one Diet Coke in my machine.
There you go. And then, like I was mentioning before, a lot of technicians would essentially come and immediately tell you that you needed to replace your whole refrigeration unit. I said, let's try to see if we can fix it with a cheaper solution. That part, that 3-in-1 costed you what, 30 bucks on Amazon, maybe less?
Dude, the part was like $14.90 something.
There you go.
It was 15 bucks. I got it with my snacks, so the shipping was free.
There you go. So now you're good. Machine is cooling. Obviously, this is a high-end location. It's a hotel. So your priority is to keep people happy so that you stay in business. But I'm glad we're taken care of.
Thank you, man.
All right, man.